Hi everyone, this is Trish Burles, author of A Face of Anxiety, and I'm back here with my girlfriend Carly Sullivan.
Hi guys.
Who is an actress. She's on the series Happy. She is currently living in LA, and we are continuing our conversation with Talking Anxiety, and she was just telling us about how her experience with Lexapro is, and her getting off of Lexapro, and now we're going to jump into how she manages and deals with anxiety without taking medication at this point.
Which to me is something I'm incredibly passionate about, because I feel most people who either suffer from anxiety or some sort of mental illness sometimes take a victim mentality, which I think is so easy to do. In the first few years I had anxiety, I did just that. I was like, I can't manage this. My life is out of control. Woe is me. Why is this happening to me? This isn't fair.
Yeah.
And then a couple years in, I literally, excuse my language, I was like, Carly, you need to shut the fuck up. Like, you know, yeah, you have anxiety, but it's up to you to figure out what's going to work on helping you get through this. And so I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of work with my therapist, and I figured out, okay, I have anxiety. These are my triggers. What are my triggers? Why do I get anxious when I sit in movies alone? Or why do I get anxious in certain situations? I also realized with diet and exercise and minimum alcohol intake, those were key.
Yeah.
You know, so lots of sugar, lots of fatty foods, lots of alcohol, stimulants and depressants in my body, things that are kind of making my equilibrium all off, I eliminated. Lifestyle, exercise, breath work, meditation. Meditation has changed my life.
I'm still working on the meditation part. Ballet and motorcycles is it for me, but I like guided meditations.
Okay.
But I do feel that meditation is huge for people that suffer, because we hold our breath so short.
It's up here.
Yeah.
It's not dropping down.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, your meditation might be something other than sitting in a chair and you know, not thinking. It might be focusing on dropping your breath down into your deeper diaphragm, because that's where the anxiety lives, right? And also just changing the way I looked at the world. Just changing my mindset, changing the way I viewed anxiety, and making a friend out of it instead of a foe. It's not my enemy.
Yep. And it's interesting because a lot of times people will never, you know, what I hear so often is, you don't look like someone that has anxiety, or you don't act like someone who has anxiety.
Right.
And Cara and I are really quite humorous together. We have lots of fun when we're around each other, just our energies.
Too much fun.
But what I do find to be interesting is that, you know, with anxiety in general, you're an actress and you're also a model. So, I mean, you're putting yourself in situations that are actually
high anxiety.
They're high anxiety, and for anybody that doesn't suffer from anxiety disorder. So, you know, as an actress and as a model where you're always on screen, you're always in front of people, like, how do you manage that?
You know, it was really tough in the beginning, and I didn't have an action plan. I didn't have steps to help me. And I mean, I have been in auditions and I've been on sets where I will have a full-blown panic attack, forget all my lines. I mean, it was really bad when I was younger. Now, for example, when I was working on Happy, I have my trailer. I go to my trailer. I do my meditation. I relax. I have my routine. I listen to my music so that when I show up to work, I might be feeling a little anxious, but I've already negated a huge panic attack coming on because I'm in the right frame of mind. I'm aligned now. You know, so I also think for me, like, my work is a form of escape where I don't have to worry about my anxiety. I'm going into a character, and, you know, unless they actually have anxiety, it's like I get to play somebody else. And so I think that has actually helped me. But yeah, I've had to really focus on keeping myself together on set. And listen, I'm not perfect. I still have days where I show up to work or I have an audition and it hits. And that's okay. I've stopped judging myself for it. It's like, nobody's perfect. It's okay. I can deal with it. The world's not going to end.
Right. Well, I always say to allow the feelings to come and let them sit with you, hang out with you.
Yeah.
Because the more you push them away, the stronger they're going to get.
Oh, God.
And it feels counterintuitive to allow it to come, and it is a skill that one does need to work on.
Yep.
But yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
So has anxiety ever played a role or affected some of your relationships, whether it's friendships or
Yeah.
lovers or family?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my closest friends, like you, are aware of my anxiety. My closest friends are the few people that I've actually opened up to. I've not publicly spoken about my anxiety ever, so this is very liberating for me. But it's definitely affected my relationships with people. My parents are supportive. I don't know if they fully understand it, but they don't judge me for it. I had a huge panic attack in church this Christmas, and
I remember that.
yeah,
I remember that.
And I called you, and I said to my mom, I said, Mom, will you come outside with me? I need some air. And she said, yeah, let's go outside. My parents, they kind of just let me be. I think with men and relationships, it's been challenging because I get really embarrassed. I don't want to have to tell somebody, hey, I have anxiety and I might have panic attacks, and you're gonna, it's gonna be weird.
That's actually what I said on my second date with
Okay.
my boyfriend.
Well,
because I was like, you know what? Listen,
if you
I
can't,
wrote a book. I have anxiety.
Yeah.
I have panic. So I'm just letting you know now. So like, in or out.
yeah, and you know what? And that's
He chose in, by the way.
he was in, and that's the thing. I think it is important to put it on the table because
Yeah, why not?
I was in a relationship with somebody who I told them I had anxiety, but I had a panic attack one day with them, and they freaked out and they screamed at me. And that's the thing, is that if you're not transparent and somebody can't handle what's going on with you, your relationship will fall apart. I knew right then and there, I was like, I can't be with this person because the anxiety is a part of who I am.
Yeah, and
Like you said.
it doesn't, there's no cure for it. We just learn to live with it and manage it, and it pops up and it happens, and you just kind of got to roll with it.
Yeah, and you want to be with somebody who can roll with it as well and accept you and love you and not make
And they
you
don't
feel
have
bad.
to understand it. Like, they don't have to know like the ins and outs of how anxiety
right.
affects your brain, but they just have to hold space for you as their significant other, and that's all we really need is just hold space. I don't need you to solve it.
No.
I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to know this is what's happening.
Yep.
And it's one of my favorite things when I am going through a panic and I'm with my boyfriend and I can't talk.
Right.
I'll text him and I'm say, I'm in it, throwing my headphones on, I have to take a Xanax, and he just goes, and it's cool. And then we go to sleep, and it doesn't have to be a huge conversation.
No.
So I understand that, and it's something I learned to really be upfront with in my relationship.
I think that's so important, and for anybody watching this dang strap, anybody watching the strap.
I told her,
I gotta tape this. Anybody watching, I think it's important that whatever relationships you have in your life, that you have somebody, whether it's a loved one, family member, or a friend who supports you and understands you, and you don't have to hide yourself from them.